10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
At like around 6 minutes or so, this massive stack that Chen will create for him. And then with that big like 11-minute Orchid timing, Iceberg is just going to try to make a lot of pressure on the map. But this game, he is playing into DK, Mars, and Spectre. These are not squishy heroes that are going to be easily phased by an Orchid. And on top of that, there is going to be an IO who is going to be ready to heal them up. So if those first initial timings from Iceberg, they don't net them some momentum, some kills, I think Viking are going to be looking pretty good.
Yeah, once more, I mean, it seems hard to doubt the Spectre after she overcame the Sven last game. They're clearly Viking are very confident with this. They have the eye on their side as well. I do wonder, though, I don't know, just Spectre, DK, Mars as a core duo. Who goes in? Who does the damage? Is it, like, it's a lot to put on a Mars. Any of them. Okay, Celery is going to get killed off. General levels up the Aether Remnant, catches him out as he tries to run away, and that's going to be first blood going for NAVI.
Yeah, they're actually changing up the lanes too. It looks like Always Wanna Fly, the position 5, is going to be playing top lane into this Io and the Spectre instead. Spicy. And Roger going to be playing bottom. So it's kind of weird because now the Chen is against the Mirana, which is a little bit awkward for Chen too. So we'll see how this plays out and what Roger's game plan is here in this bottom lane.
Yeah, maybe it was some like 5-head trying to predict that Viking were going to switch up the lanes, but they didn't, and then it just kind of ends up being a 2 versus 2 as expected. But there we go. Roger's still going to have an okay time versus Mirana, I believe.
Yeah, I'm a big culprit of this giving away first blood as a position 5 as well, and I must say it just ruins games and lanes a lot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it does.
This Rubik now is starting with a null talisman. They're like, what? And they're just gonna keep on spamming those fade balls, gonna get that extra advantage. It's gonna be very nice for them. And Spectre's like, oh, okay, all right. Didn't expect this.
Yeah, they tried to throw out the Remnant, unfortunately didn't quite connect onto the IO, so that's gonna be that. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, we got the Chen. He's leading up into Erebus. I've noticed he's been doing something very cool. He's been keeping his creep behind him at all times, so Erebus can't actually arrow his range creep. He's been protecting it like his little baby, putting himself before it every single time. And Aramis was getting quite frustrated earlier on as he was trying to land the arrow onto the range creep, but couldn't really do it. Very cute.
Yeah, and he might just use his creep to bully the Mirana out as well from the jungle, so the small camp will spawn. But soon he'll realize that there's actually a sentry in there.
Ooh, get rid of that bad boy very shortly. There we go. Roger takes care of business down in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Iceberg laning into Boom over at mid. It is currently 12-2 for Iceberg versus Boom, who is 7-0. So the DK starting to struggle a little bit in this mid lane as Storm just kind of overwhelming him with the damage which the Storm can pump out onto the creeps.
Yeah, and with this lane setup, it doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot of stacks for the Storm either. So Iceberg really gonna have to pull ahead in this lane and use that advantage to be able to make plays on the side lanes instead.
Yeah, I mean, he's had 2 really good lanes in his previous game, and it looks like it's going to be no exception for the third game here, but not really due to the player matchup, but more the hero matchups have just kind of favored Iceberg pretty massively in all 3 games here.
Definitely. Storm very happy to fight up into the DK. Can always just drop those remnants for last hits. Boom, ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Taking a little bit of extra damage.
He's just battering his Crumpet a bit. No real commitment here from the Storm. Just wants to keep him low, stop him being able to confidently run into the creep wave over and over again and really kind of contest the CS. So Iceberg really starting to pull ahead.
Testing his shield, you know, getting it battle tested.
Yep, see if there's any chinks in his armor, but so far, no such thing. Meanwhile, down the bottom, we got V-Tune, who's 16-2, laning up into the Mars, who's also 17-2 now, as he grabs that last hit there. So very even stuff in the bottom lane. Seems pretty peaceful. Everyone's just chilling out. Maybe a bit of an advantage for Viking as they've got this Mirana, who can go and arrow some creeps. I'm even going to see the stack, which the Sven has made as well. I think he's using the range creep to just go and make some stacks, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I fully expect Aramis to maybe arrow some of those creeps. He's actually going mid right now for the power rune. Celery is also over here.
Iceberg's doing a good amount of damage to Aramis, meaning he can't really stick around with Boomin coming across. They're able to secure this rune for the Mirana.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, if that was like a DD... okay, first of all, the refill of the bottle on Storm is insane for him. So taking that away, and if that was like a DD, then this DK is actually afraid of dying. So making sure that that rune does go to Viking and not the Storm Spirit. He's running around now, killing some big camps. I think he noticed also there's like a triple stack now in the bottom side here. So even though Roger's not playing top, he is still stacking. So that's good.
General to put some pressure onto the Spectre. I mean, she's at 20 CS, General's at 23 and 5, so it's a bit of a disparity. Nothing really to get worried about yet for the side of Viking, but certainly doing kind of well on the side of Na'Vi. All these lanes are very equal this time. We've had some... the only difference is between Shad and between V-Tune is once more, V-Tune's having a great time in lane. 2 Vikings. Shove Roger down to the low ground. Get off. This bouncer room's mine, and then you get that push down to the low ground. He actually gets the full use of the bottle as well, which is really nice for Toby.
I guess V-Tune having a pretty good lane was kind of expected, since he is playing the Troll Warlord, one of the most dominating carry heroes in the laning stage. And up against the Mars can't really push this hero out of the lane. Always constantly gonna get hit.
Throw the arrow.
Yeah, kill up that catapult, maybe apply a little bit of pressure onto the tower with this dragon form.
Celery, but Toffee's okay, he's okay being chased by Always Wanna Fly in general. Again, just trading, and it's actually the Mars now at bottom, also dropping low as well. Everybody's dropping low at this point, but no one really going down just yet. Still only that IO First Blood, which is the only kill that's really happened so far, as Aramis just kind of fishing for some arrows with the Sacred Arrow. However, Iceberg jumping on top of Aramis here just to chase him back. This time wants a rune for himself and grabs himself the Arcane Rune. Very nice for him.
Oh, that's big. That's a huge rune right now. If they actually get some kind of TP middle, they could potentially kill Boom if he goes out of position. But Boom, respecting the Arcane Rune, not going to be hitting that tower.
Toby at bottom, being blocked up. Nice moves from the Alpha here from Roger, and that's going to result in a kill onto Toby. They're able to get off the damage and bring him down. Really nice job. Just using the Ghost with a Frost attack and using the Alpha Ball for the body blocks.
Oh,
nice
those are amazing creeps for Chen to have at this stage in the game. Absolutely amazing. And they do insane amount of damage. Just click on both of them. It's like 80, almost not. Yeah, it's 80 damage, and the other one's at 60, and then one of them can crit too.
Yeah.
This Chen is an absolute beast right now. They want to kill him again. Someone's getting teleported bottom, I think. Oh, it got cancelled. So Chen... Oh, no. Okay, now he's teleporting. He actually cancelled the first time, so he's actually teleporting somebody. Bot lane. They want to kill this Mars again. Iceberg.
Well, hello, Iceberg, and hello, Aramis. That's going to be the target here. She has got the lead, but the Void's still going to catch onto it. Can they finish the job? Oh, Iceberg jumping up to the high ground with the Electric Vortex. They will be able to finish off Aramis there, along with the Overpower. Very nicely done.
And no more leaps.
Yeah.
This is a lot of pressure Navi are applying in this early game. That being said, Boom, what is his plan? He's got that dragon form. Is he going to try to put his own pressure middle? That's what it's looking like.
You know, I think
might just have to trade. Yep, they might just have to trade the towers here.
Doing DK things out. The stun coming onto the Rubik, followed up with an arrow from Mirana as well. Goodbye, Always Want to Fly. General going to TP in just to make sure this tower doesn't fall. We'll make sure it stays up, but won't be able to do anything about Always Want to Fly's death there, as that was a nice little combination between the DK and the Mirana.
And the tower's pretty low too, 400. Maybe the next dragon form they'll be able to achieve the tower take there. But that was a really nice stun from Boom, like finding the angle so that the arrow will hit.
Yeah. Back in towards the mid lane here on Always Want to Fly. Not too sure what the idea is from him. I guess he just wants to hold back the forces of mid.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Iceberg's taking some stacks in the jungle.
There it is. The delicious Iceberg stacks. Like that stacks literally has his name on it. You don't touch those stacks. No. Or you'll actually have to deal with Iceberg. And you don't want to deal with Iceberg.
He will come to your house and he will beat you up.
Yep. And that's going to help him get to his Orchid much faster too. He's looking at like that 11-minute Orchid timing. That's what we normally see whenever he plays Storm and he gets these stacks from the Chen. And he's on pace for that at the moment.
Yeah, he's been involved in a couple of kills, and he's been able to farm up these stacks, so very nice for him. Nice, peaceful game. Exactly what you want to be seeing when you're playing this Storm, as he makes the stack quite nicely there.
Check out Roger right now, just taking away the camps of Viking right now. And just playing up in the jungle in a very aggressive position on the map. Even if they get to him, it's not going to be the easiest kill either.
All in all, a quiet-ish laning phase, but yeah, should they be doing anything about this Storm, or is it okay to leave him just farming these stacks?
What can they do though, right? They don't really have many playmakers until this Dragon Knight hits like the Blink Dagger and such. And his Dragon form just came back up. Their only real play is like Dragon Tail into a Sacred Arrow. Mars, he had a pretty tough time bottom, so he's just spending whatever he can right now, just catching back up, getting his first item.
Yeah, he's still very scared of V-Tune though.
He's going to the bounty rune though. Roger, he might be in a lot of trouble. Like,
oh boy, yeah.
Take.
Yeah, you can say that again. Boom's got to bring him down, drops of flames onto him to secure that kill, and that's going to be a dead little Roger. Meanwhile, V-Tune, he's actually going in for an interesting build. He's going Sanjin Yasha for his very first item in this game. Not opting for a farming item. Why is that?
It's good. Like, he probably just plans to go for the Sanjin Yasha satanic build, right? Just the status is this. Isn't really planning for maybe the BKB. I mean, he does have the BKB queued up right now, but I think he'll actually change his mind depending on the pace of the game. Normally, when you see the SNY, you will see the satanic instead of the BKB route.
Mid lane, can they defend this tower is the question. The remnant comes out from general. It's not going to connect here. The Spirit Brothers here to try and defend it. Boom just constantly getting in these right clicks, really trying to bring it down. The deny comes through from the Rubik, and they will be able to drop that tower themselves.
That's good.
But still, Boom takes it.
Yep. I mean, Navi did deny the tower. That's probably the best result they were going to get. From that, the Dragon Knight was just going to peck away at that tower until it died anyway. So now they're going to look to open up maybe bottom side of the map for Viking. They do have the Haunt available. Troll has already moved top. He's a beast right now, so I don't think Viking have any interest in fighting into him or the Chen. This Chen is enormous. He's level 7.5. He's got the ult ready. He's got some really strong creeps.
Roger is a beast. He's got his Aura Boys ready to go, and he's looking for some blood. Ooh, maybe they do some stack stealing right here. Shad is unaware.
Oh boy, that's a lot of stacks. Yep.
It is.
Yep,
this
yep,
is really
yep.
bad. V2, Iceberg, everyone's coming in to take down these big boys, and it seems like they are unaware of it on the side of Viking right now as the TP in from the DK gets immediately stunned up by the arrow stolen by Always Want to Fly. Meanwhile, they get robbed and they don't even know about it.
He's still a little bit off the Orchid though. He needs 400 more gold to finish the Orchid. So not the 11-minute Orchid, looking more like a 12-minute Orchid instead, but still very good. Stacks takes like, Troll, Storm, they're going to be very happy about that. Navi off to an amazing start at the moment. But the mid tower is still alive for Viking. That's like the big point at the moment, I think, for them. Just to be able to hold this and not have a lot of pressure put on that tower will allow them to keep on farming.
Yeah, and in a stark comparison to the first game, they're actually going for... Yeah, Boom's alright. They're going for the Manta on the Spectre this time around, rather than going for that Radiance. So Shad just wanting to get that damage off straight away, wants the Purge, maybe for this Orchid, which is coming out on the Storm. I like this from Shad. Makes a lot of sense in this game. Yeah.
Definitely. Just killing off this Rubik, that's a big thing in these fights. I think Shad would love to just take that hero out right away.
Yeah, bring down the big boy. He is going to have quite a high game impact. And without him, there's very little on the support duo which can actually offer that much in terms of lockdown. It all kind of falls to general if that's the case. And I guess the Storm with his Vortex as well.
Celery gonna finish up his mech now in the bottom lane. So that's a pretty big item too. Gonna be a gigantic heal on someone that Navi are gonna try to open on. The Orchid is on the Storm. So if with this mech timing, if they can somehow counter this Orchid play, that's gonna be coming out. I think Viking can get a lot out of this.
A look across, Orchid comes down onto the Mars, that's a reveal, and that's going to be a big hero brought down. Toby can't do anything about that one, he is just straight up going to die. Down goes the Mars, and immediately into the pit from the side of Na'Vi. Zero hesitation from this team. Very, very nicely done from them. They are into the pit. I mean, Vici doesn't have lifesteal, does he? So it doesn't seem to really matter, though.
Yep, they got the Spectre Dagger to give him a little bit of vision in there. But they're going to keep going with this. 10 seconds for the Mars. Io is there, ready with a 10-stick charge. Mech can definitely cover this DK.
Face. The Orchid comes out onto him, and Vici's going to pop the ultimate, try and bring him down. Celery jumps in with the heals, though, keeps the DK alive, and he's barely brought down at all. Meanwhile, Celery, he's going to be in trouble as Iceberg jips through the fight, kills him off. Now looks across to the DK. DK's going to die, but he really comes down from the Mars, trying to bring down the Troll Warlord, but he is way too tanky for them to finish the job, especially with their DK dead. So Viking are going to call it quits, back themselves away, and give that Roshan into the hands of Na'Vi.
Oh, that is so nice from Navi. Just taking that fight right before Mars is actually alive. So it's still going to be a 4 versus 5, forcing Viking's hand. And then Mars coming in late, still drops the arena after the Dragon Knight and the Io were already dead. Now they got some really awkward cooldowns on the heroes too. And the Storm Spirit, man. Arcane Rune also has the TP back home. Chen, Divine Favor Recall with an Aegis. Oh, jeez. This is looking like Na'Vi are in the driver's seat and they're just going to keep running at Viking. I don't even know how Viking are supposed to defend this at the moment for the next 5 minutes.
They have the DK with the Breathe Fire. I think that's the kind of best option in terms of actually keeping their towers alive. Dump Spectre in the front lines with the Blade Mail and just have Boom kind of sitting in behind, ready to use. I'm sure they're working hard on some back-end updates, guys. Hopefully,
so this game really reminds me of game 1 from Na'Vi. Like, I think they're just so much more comfortable playing on Radiant as well.
Does feel that way as well. He's kind of breaking out here. The Mirana dropping very, very low, and it's going to get finished off by the arrow from Always Want to Fly. Meanwhile, the back line, Iceberg's managed to find the Io, suns him up, bring him down. Boom in some trouble as well. He's invisible, but it doesn't make a difference. They've got the vision, they've got the damage. They surround the DK, and he will fall as well. And that is going to be 3 heroes down the side of Viking. It feels very awkward. I mean, that was Viking actually starting that fight, but once more they get brought down. I feel like they should either be avoiding the engagements or committing fully to it, rather than this kind of wishy-washy, unsure gameplay that's coming out from them right now. Is that harsh or?
Spectre didn't click Hunt, right, when they jumped the Rubik, so I think that was like the most awkward thing. The Dragon Knight committed, you know, they went in for it, and then the Spectre not haunting and following up just made it so awkward. And the exit is not that easy anymore because Iceberg is so happy to take fights right now. He's got Aegis. He's got a regen bottled up too.
The Dream. Oh my goodness. Narrowly avoids that arrow there. Zips out of the way just in time, and regen coming out from him.
Arena?
Meanwhile, we have an Arena in the backlines as they try to go onto the Chen. They should be able to bring him down, though I say that. The Med comes out in time from him. He's got a Hand of God as well, so he's trying to bait out a little bit more. Still holding on to that Hand of God as the Io's got to get dropped instead with a big jump in from Iceberg once more, and now turning his attention towards Toby. Toby getting very, very low, gets down to the low ground. Meanwhile, the backlines, they find Shad. Shad's in deep, but he has got a team behind him, and the Spear's going to force him back, but fish him out with a beautiful little remnant from General. Can Shad get away? The X's connect onto him. He has the one. They're jumping forward. Iceberg out of mana. The Shad will be kept alive, and they can't go any further than that. The tier 2 will offer a modicum of safety for the side of Viking, and Iceberg the spear. It was so close. He felt it on the whiskers, but he didn't quite connect, and that's going to allow that TP to complete. Well, that was actually pretty good from Viking, I would say.
Yeah, it was a lot better than I thought, because the initial hunt, he didn't go in for the Chen either to help the Mars kill him, so I thought that looked like a very bad fight for Vikings, but they come out just trading 1 for 1. Storm did not lose the Aegis, though, in the end there. Still has that available for another 2 more minutes, so I don't think Navi are going to stop with their aggression. Viking did everything they could to keep Shad alive. That looked very scary near the end. Troll was not able to get any roots.
No IO to help him out, just having to rely on his own devices. Luckily had a nice big stick, which healed him up and just about kept him alive, but way too close for comfort for Shad in that engagement. But still, the engagement survives, brings him closer to that Manta. Once he has that Manta, you know, it's going to be really easy for this Mars to jump in the back lines, and then the Horn comes through to pop that Manta, blow somebody up. That Chen will not survive. I mean, to be fair, Chen wouldn't survive if Shad had come in on top of him in that engagement last, but
Mars,
unfortunately, they committed a little bit. Toby maybe in some trouble. There it is. There is that silence, and that's going to be Toby quickly dealt with, along with the penitence coming out from Roger. Very nice spell when you go for players like that. And now they can focus on the next tower. Tier 2 looking like it's going to crumble.
Yeah. This is... I think Navi has run this strategy like 4 or 5 times. I'm quite surprised Viking actually ended up giving that Storm to Navi. Because every time they pick Rubik Chen, this is their go-to hero. And if they don't get the Storm, they'll go for like a Zeus. And Zeus is not that bad, right? Compared to the Storm with the recall from the Chen. It's just like anytime a hero shows up, he just zips in, Orchid, you know, kill the hero, TP back to base, get recalled by the Chen. He got full mana, 4 resources again. He's going to keep on doing this. Rinse and repeat. Tier 2 tower now taken. They don't take the outpost top though. That's a bit awkward. Alright, General's running for it.
Realizes, wait a minute, I'm on the clock here, folks. So, what point are we expecting Vikings to fight? Is it just that Manta we're waiting for?
Any point where they can catch someone off guard on Navi's side. Right now, they're just too grouped up. You cannot fight 5v5 into this Chen at the moment. He's got Mech, Hand of God. He's just going to heal everybody back up. Troll Warlord is so strong with that ulti as well. They just took way too much of the map too early in the game on the side of Navi.
Yeah, those stacks as well. I mean, it felt really bad to lose those and giving them to the Storm and the Troll. That was the Spectre's comeback, or even the DK's comeback farm, and they just got taken away from them. Navi with some really nice rotations and engagements and just kind of predicting the movements here. There's things coming out from the side of Viking as they are all invised up. Looking maybe at General, but unfortunately a very, very tricky fish to catch. So he's going to get himself away.
And it looks like Toby goes for the Eels instead of the Blink Dagger in this game. That's gonna...
V-Tune sees Chad, but in they go. Eels comes out. The team, they got to come by pretty damn quickly, and the IO is going to connect and actually just reloads away. Says, no, we don't want anything to do with that nonsense.
Yeah, and Navi also respected the fact that it's expected that they might be jumping. So the Spectre, if he gets IO, mech healed up, it could be really bad.
Let's see who they decide to jump. Right now, the Spectre's just kind of TP'd into the middle of everybody, and now, well, horning across back. Meanwhile, the Spear is going to come down onto the Rubik, but the Spectre, she's running the backlines right now, starting to get into this engagement. Yule's up now, she's controlled down. Larry's going to be the one who dies. Iceberg looks across, over towards the Mars. Mars just trying to go mono with Iceberg, not going to win that engagement. Iceberg finds another, sending him godlike, and now the Spectre, she's in some real trouble. General's done a great job of controlling up Shad, and down she shall fall. Another hero dead for the side of Viking, another fight lost, and another huge win for the side of NAVI. They are just not dropping anything right now.
Huge win. They jumped the Rubik. They couldn't even bring him down. All he needed was just a mech, the magic one.
Under the tier 4s, but the ultimate's popped from the Troll Warlord. They've got more than enough damage to run through him. He's gone. Boom is out of the equation as well. Oh my god.
I hate to say it, Nomad, but Navi have reached a point where they're just pretty much unkillable. Like, this is insane. This is absolutely dominating in this game.
If you had watched the previous game, you would not have predicted that this is how this one would go. But 22 minutes in, and Navi are looking for the GG. So they're pushing so hard. Maybe they'll leave with the respawn coming on the DK. 15 seconds away, they take the tier 2. Although that said, they're doing a lot of damage to the Mars here with the Rage Bashes coming through. Oh my goodness, they'll take him down. Toby is going to get his cheddar shredded, and they move across towards Celery. Celery's gone as well. 2 more heroes brought down. The chain feed is... and that's it. They will call it. GG is called. That does not feel good at all for the side of Viking to drop this third.